This takes me back. This feels like the beginning of the album all over again, or else it's a teaser of what's to come on Siamese Dream.
Correct. Yeah. So you've got the drums, super recognizable pattern. It's got that sound just like I Am One or Siva does. And I think this is one of the songs that they recorded before the album. And there's actually a sub pop release of this album. So it
Oh,
came out
awesome.
in I think in 1990. And it's interesting though because they didn't really change anything in the song. The structure, I think, is everything is the same, but the beats per minute is a little slower, so it's a little dronier and draggier, which is interesting hearing when you've listened to this version on Gish and then you hear that version. It's like, whoa, like that's really like
But it
lumbering along, you
and is
know?
that the dream pop component a little bit more?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And then, I feel like probably when they were putting together this album, they probably said we need it to be a little more upbeat, and I think that this was going to be one of the singles off of the album too. And it's a great, great song. I mean, you know, I don't know what it means. I don't know what the lyrics mean. I do know that in college, when I think of this song, I think of my college girlfriend who was later my ex-wife. So when we'd be at a bar or somewhere and people would be like, "What's your name?" And if she didn't really want to talk to them or let them know who she was, she would say, "My name's Tristessa." And then
That's
like a whole
awesome.
conversation about that. And so that's what I think of every time I hear the song. That's what I think of is her saying that.
That is fun. Well, and
Yeah.
it's even with the lyrics in here, it's one, two, three, third verse, fourth verse, soul takes soul
Hmm.
as I take I,
Hmm.
and it is I taking EYE.
Right.
I will wait for you. So
Yeah.
again, just kind of that playfulness in the writing, where it some of that is poetic playfulness, and then it just comes in, and I don't know that it impacts the song one way or the other, but when you do take that step back to look at it, it's just like, oh, this is cool. I wonder where this came from.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then you've got that, and then Jimmy hits that drum fill and they launch into that rockin' solo, and then it's all heavy riff again. And you're like, it's just like almost like headbanger stuff in
Yeah.
a way, but the way they play it comes across a little different, and it's kind of an homage, I think, to like the bands of the 70s, where they would have these huge like Black Sabbath or something like that, where they're just so riff driven, heavy, sloggy things, and they do that. Pumpkins do that, but they definitely have that melodic, energy to it.
Yeah. And it's unique. So I think that's what makes it fun. When you can have someone saying, yeah, they're influenced by Sabbath and Zeppelin as well as The Cure and Susie and the Banshees,
Yeah.
that you've done some work to get there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So love that. And it goes after all this heaviness into a hard stop.
It sure does. Yeah. So Tristessa kind of brings back our peak back down. So if we've been on our if we're following our curve here, we started out the album raging pretty high at the top. We came down a little bit with Rhinoceros, came back up, and then we dropped way down into a valley and we're pretty chill for a while. And then Snail and Tristessa brought it way back up. So the only way to go is to just bring us down and let us down easy again.
And now we're going to track 9, Window Pane.